guys, Wayne Mardle here. Today I want to talk to you about the stance. Look, that. When you're at the oche, you'll hear me say this millions of times, you've got to be comfortable. Now, it's okay being comfortable, but there's a few rights and wrongs with stance. What you don't want to do is kind of like bend your knees, imagine. So, right, that's just silly. So you won't do that. Some of you will want to stand over here. Some of you will want to stand over here. Some of you will want to be like this. Don't stand like that. Some of you may want to be like this. Don't stand like that either. Now, there are rights and wrongs, like I said. You want primarily the weight to be on your lead foot. So whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Now, you want to distribute the weight. Now, we see this often, don't we? Someone standing like that. What normally happens here is that you can't distribute the weight because you have a tendency to lean forward, which makes you go lower. We'll discuss that later. But you can't just distribute the weight fully on your foot if you stand like that. You will always, and look at that lift, that comes up naturally. Now, that's it. That Raymond van Barneveld, who stands over here, I've literally seen him like this. I know he's won 5 world titles. I know he's won Premier Leagues and all that, but that's for him. What I'm saying is don't replicate that because Raymond van Barneveld does it. Comfort is key. We know this. So the basic stance, this is what it is. I think is just standing there so you're comfortable. My weight is distributed fully on my lead foot. I'm feeling a bit of toes on the ground. The heel of my foot is on the ground. The ball of the foot is on the ground. And this leg is the stabilizer. This is the stabilizer. Now you can have that how you like. And the reason I say that is that as long as it's comfortable. If it's comfortable, what is it? That's key, of course. Now, when you are actually throwing, it's a case of, do I feel comfortable here? Or do I feel more comfortable over here? Or do I feel more comfortable over here? Now, it's important where you stand for your throw. Right, if I stand like this and like that, let me tell you, I'm solid. I'm absolutely solid. And to throw from that angle, do you know what? That feels all right. That feels fine. If I was to stand there like that, I'm now changing my angle of attack. I'm now changing everything. I'm now shooting effectively that way, not this way. So you've got to find what's right for you. Now, if I was to stand like that, here, I feel like my body wants to turn. I feel like it wants to twist. So basically, I'm resisting myself. Now, why would you do that? Because if you're relaxing, I can also feel a turn in my knee. There's a turn here as well. I naturally want to turn back round. That can't be right. There are players, Phil Taylor being the one, that stood right in the middle. His body was facing this way, his head was that way, and he just used to throw basically down the line. But that's hard to do. I would suggest if you've done that from the very start, absolutely fine. But do not take up this stance if you've never thrown like it before. You will end up with back problems, you will end up with knee problems. And like I said, why would you ever want to do something that is painful, but the resistance is what's causing the pain. So if you feel any resistance, which I am, I've relaxed and now I'm facing this way. Don't ever try to resist yourself in a stance. And it all comes from the feet. Everything about the stance in darts is from the feet. And let your feet dictate your body. So if I'm like this, look how nice and open I am. It's quite simple. And all I'm doing is just looking at the target and it's simple. If I'm like this and I'm square, if I do that, my pec tightens up. Yes, so I've got muscles, come on now. and I look like a costume of a man. Look, get splinters from those shoulders. So if I'm like this and bring my arm round, that is now tight. If I do that, my arm hasn't moved, by the way. If I do that, I'm now more comfortable here, and that's loose. Never ever stand in a way that is going to cause you to contort your body, so you have to straighten up, or make any muscle tighten. It's easier said than done, but you will find it. And like every other thing that I try to teach, comfort is key, because then you can replicate. If you can replicate, you can do it time and time again. That's where the consistency comes in. So just to go through it again, stand how's comfortable for you. Don't try and copy the great PT and win 16 world titles if you've never thrown that way before, because your back and your knees will go through it. And always distribute the weight fully on your lead foot, on this foot. You'll feel it on the heel, the ball, the toes, and this is just the stabilizer. And then all you do, you throw in a relaxed manner, hit 180s and win tournaments. Darts is simple, right?